Thank you very much. Good evening. My name is Joe Hickel. I'm the second to the youngest of my brothers. There are many stories and adventures in my mom's life, too numerous to count and name. Growing up, she taught me to love people and do it with respect. A tremendous influence to me and to all the people she was in contact with, and especially strangers. She had no fear of approaching people and start to engage the conversation of where were they born, where were you from, and she would want to get involved in their lives. On a personal note, every night she would come up to my bedroom, kneel by my bed, we'd say prayers, then she would scratch my back, tell me good night and I love you, son. Mom, in all her duties as First Lady, she always put the people first, from the oldest to the youngest. One of her favorite tasks was reading to the children the book called Are You My Mother? The children loved this task of the First Lady, as she did in the villages and local schools here in Anchorage. And on to the social issues, my mom took on the tasks from FAS, domestic violence, suicide prevention. She was no stranger, and she loved to get involved. True humility was one of her virtues that carried her through all the rest of her years. That's my mom. We were very close and best friends. Just like the people of Alaska and anyone, she had a servant's heart, and she served the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Welcome.
Thank you, Jane.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm honored to be able to speak on behalf of my mom. I'm not going to go into all the things that she did publicly that a lot of you are aware of. You can read in her bio. I'm going to talk about what made her great behind the scenes that you guys, a lot of you aren't even aware of. She was raised in a home with 8 people, which the house only had one bedroom. 6 kids, they slept upstairs in what was really an attic, a blanket hanging from the ceiling, separating where the boys slept from where the girls slept. The family was said to be poor. They really weren't. They just didn't have any money. They were really rich in spirit and compassion. Mom was Dad's greatest advisor. She was the, quote, expert opinion on everything that came across his desk. When he came home in the evening, upon opening the door, he would yell out her name, wanting to talk to Mom because he had things on his mind and he needed some counseling. Most importantly, Mom and Dad viewed each other as partners in everything that they did, from establishing the hotel captain cook and launching his political career. She was the heart, he was the mind. She was, as the song talks about, the wind beneath his wings. Yet from being a fish line worker to Alaska's First Lady, she never wanted recognition for herself. This was amazing. All she focused on was quietly doing the greater good for all people. She was equally welcoming to everybody, whether they be kings, presidents, or the poor. And what a lot of people don't understand, she was influential in a lot of Dad's major decisions. Without her prodding, Dad would not have run for governor in 1989. But it was Mom who finally convinced him in the last 30 minutes before the closing to sign up. She talked him into doing it. Initially, Dad didn't support the permanent fund dividend. He didn't think it was a great idea, but one day Mom came back from the villages where she loved to visit, and she says, Wally, these people need some help. They need some cash in their pockets to meet the basic needs of life. She changed his mind about the need for the dividend. A lot of people aren't aware of that. And she was a great influence in the owner state idea. This was their biggest passion, both my mom and my dad. During their 3 visits when I was living in Africa, they came, they saw, gosh, Jack, there's poor people living on rich land, people dying in mud huts, but beneath their feet, there's natural resources in abundance, which they cannot even touch. This birthed the idea of the owner state. It's that if the natural resources of this world were used for the maximum benefit of the people, there'd be no legitimate reason for poverty in this world. They both were raised poor, and they know what it meant, and they realized the United States was a model for the world. What I remember most fondly of Mom was our long talks together about God, about the universe, about people, but mostly about what makes life valuable. Mom was so very amazing because she deeply understood and loved people more than anybody I know. Her passion was doing the greatest good for people from all walks of life, and she did it quietly. Thank you very much.